All right, now I can drag and drop it here inside of my game. So I'll drag and drop it. And if I double click on it, check this out, we just have one piece of the circle. Now I'm going to create an actual object out of this. So something that you guys should remember is to add the same thing as on the red bar, which is a box collider. But it's not going to be a box collider, it's going to be a shape collider so that it takes the shape of the quarter circle, and also add a trigger script. So let's go ahead and do that. Clicking on the quarter circle, add component, and here look for a collider, but this time look for a mesh collider. Okay, if you select the mesh collider, it's supposed to check to try to map it. So let's see. I see it here, but it's not really mapping it at all. So I'm going to have to work on that. Meanwhile, I'm just going to remove it for now. So remove components. So remember that I'm going to have to add a collider. I might have to edit it myself. So know that that's something that we need to do, like a polygon shape. Okay. So I could edit it. Okay. So select polygon, and then you can always click on edit collider and start moving things around. Okay. So as you can see, I can take corners and move it around. But guess what? It seems to be kind of okay. You see the green shape around? It's pretty good. It's not perfect. It's a little bit too big, but that will do for now. So I'm not going to edit it. All right. Next is to add the script that we have in the bars, which is the trigger script. Add component. Let's add the script called trigger script. Right. And this color, let's make it red. So the color index is red, and the color of the sprite renderer will be red as well. All right. Now let's create a new object so that we can store the full circle. I'm going to right click in the hierarchy and create an empty object. And I'm going to rename this object and call it circle. Right? I'm going to take the quarter circle and put it inside. Now I do have one. Now I'm going to duplicate the quarter circle. And once it's duplicated, I'm going to rename them to red quarter circle. And then this one, I'm going to call it blue quarter circle. And what I'm going to do is make it blue as well. So since I call it blue, I'm going to select its material and change it to blue. But I also need to select the color index and select blue. All right. Now I need to rotate it. And I'm going to rotate it on the Z-axis. You guys see that? And I'm going to rotate it by 90 degrees, actually. So I'm going to take 90. All right. And I need to move it down so that it goes, and it will just go straight exactly where it needs to go, to where the shape of the red stops. Isn't that beautiful? It's like perfectly where it needs to be. All right. Now I can duplicate both of them by pressing Command D, and I'm going to rotate both of them by clicking on the E tool, or just rotate here each of them. But before I rotate them, let me rename that. So it's red, blue. This one would be yellow. And since I put yellow, I'm going to also change its color to yellow. All right. And then the last one would be green. So I'm going to rename it to green, and obviously make it green. Right. And then select its color index and make sure it's green. Okay. I'm going to make sure that the one yellow, oh, see, the yellow one, I forgot to make it yellow here. All right. So let me double check. Red is trigger script red, blue is trigger script blue, yellow is yellow, and green is green. Good. But let me move the yellow one. So I need to rotate the yellow one. I'm going to rotate it by 180. Here we go. And I need to move it. So I'm going to move it to the right. All right, here we go. It goes straight in. That's perfect. And then take the green and rotate it by 270, because it's 90 degrees times 3. All right, and then move it. And check this out. Everything should just go and be straight, interlocked. Perfect. Now, one problem, these might not be centered. But how do you center it? You should already know. I'm going to take the sphere, duplicate the sphere, put it inside of the circle, center the sphere to 0, 0, 0. All right, and move the rest of the object at the center. Here we go. Moving it so that it's at the center where the sphere should be. And I believe that's about it. Yep, here we go. So now we can always double check. I'm going to remove the sphere, and move the circle so that we can just see the circle in action. I'm going to move the circle here. All right, I'm going to press play, and we should be able to see it. And here it is. Now, as you can see, there is one problem. The circle is not moving, but that's not a problem. We can make it rotate. Okay, so as you can see, it stopped though. It stopped here, and the reason why it stopped is because the actual polygon collider should be triggers. So select is trigger, and same thing for the three others. So I'm going to select them all and make sure to add the is trigger. And let's add the rotation script. Checking the circle, add component, select the script that's called rotation movement script. All right, now I'm going to press play, and let's see. And that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Isn't it beautiful? We have a perfectly circle that turns. That's exactly what we want. Now, we could make it a little bit bigger because it's mostly on the small side. If you guys want to make it bigger, it's no problem at all. Select the circle and change its scale to, let's say, 1.5, 1.5, and 1.5. All right. Now, if I press play, we'll be able to see the circle a lot bigger already. Cool. Now, actually, probably 2 would be even better because 1.5 is a bit small. So 2, 2, 2, all right. And now I'm going to move it all the way up so that it doesn't bother the other shape. And I'm going to move it above the cross. Here we go. Actually, 2 might be a bit small, so let's go with 3. 3, 3, 3. All right, so now I'm going to press play, and we should be able to see them all. So I'm going to keep going. Obviously, there's no game over right now, so I can keep going. We have the rectangle, now we have the cross, excellent, and we move. And now we have the circle. All right, so we have a lot of shapes already. We have a lot of things we can do with that. So I'm going to stop for now, and I'll see you guys in another recording.